Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second of four webinars for the 2019 International Home and Houseware Show. We know your time is very valuable, but we think what we have to offer for you over the next hour or so and share with you is well worth your time and investment. So thank you for joining us. Our objective today is up on the screen right now. You can see is learn how to bring buyers and media to your booth. What we want to do today is share the tools and the resources available to you to ensure that you can maximize your investment and ensure success at the show. My name is John Jesse. I'm the Vice President of Industry Development for the International Housewares Association. Give you a little background quickly. I have been with IHA for about 3 years, but prior to that, I was in retail for 35 years, most recently as a Senior Vice President of a home for Kohl's. The only reason I mention that is to ensure that when we present over the next hour and share information with you, there certainly is an understanding of what this means to retailers. So we want to make sure we add that component to this. And also to let you know, as you have questions along the way, as it relates to retail, certainly I can try to address those for you. Joining me today are Nancy Michael and Debbie Teschke. I will let them introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Debbie Teschke. I'm the Senior Manager for Public Relations and Communications, and I will be talking with you about the media opportunities we offer.
Hi, I'm Nancy Michael. I head up the show trade show team, the sales managers you've been dealing with for your booth space.
Don't worry too much about the information, the contact information that's up on the screen right now. That will be presented at the end as well, and you can take notes at that time if you wish. Okay, just to make sure you are aware, during the webinar today, we will be taking any questions that you have. To do that, please use the chat function to submit your questions. Also want to make sure that you are aware that this webinar is being recorded and will be made available to everyone tomorrow, so within about 24 hours of this webinar. It can be found on housewares.org, IHA's website. You will also be receiving an email after this webinar from Michelle Lehman here at IHA, which will contain a link to the webinar as well. So you'll have that to reference to.
Okay, we're going to get started with our IHA database conversion. If you are a returning exhibitor, you may already be well familiar with that we've completely changed over our database that we used for about 25 years to a brand new one. So a lot of things have changed. If you're a new exhibitor with us, this is pretty much all you know unless you came in before our deadline. So everything now is still password protected, but not how you may have normally gone through if you're an existing exhibitor. So seniority number and company ID is no longer. If you submitted your application and payment before July 13th, then your account was automatically transferred over to our new system. If you submitted your application after July 13th, you would have had to go in and create a username and password that's unique to you in order to access the space application. If you submitted by the deadline or before July 13th, then you should have already created a username and password to sign into the new system. If you haven't done that, then you're going to need to do that in order to access most of the opportunities we're going to cover today. So this is what the sign-in screen looks like. So if you're brand new and you converted over, you need to click reset password. So, sorry, I'm not being very clear. If you were an existing exhibitor and you met the deadline, so July 13th, everything converted over, you would need to go into the sign-in screen and hit reset password in order to create your password for your exhibitor portal. If you came in after July 13th, and if you're new, then you probably have already done this, but if you haven't, then you can hit that sign up button, which is just to the right of that circle that says reset password. And that's what it looks like without all the verbiage and all that on there. So this is a screen you're going to see several times during this webinar, and this is how you're going to get into your exhibitor checklist, which resides in your exhibitor portal. So this is just a test screen, so don't get confused with some of the things you're seeing because they may not appear on your screen. But this is the exhibitor checklist, and this is where all your tasks will live, and then you can go in and check them off as you do them. So this is where your badge registration is. And then all of the marketing kit, most of all, anything that requires a sign up will be on this list. We're gonna refer to this quite a bit as well during the webinar. So how do you get to the sign-in link in case you haven't already done this? There's two ways you can do this. You can go to just the apply to new exhibitors to the exhibit, and that new exhibitor will take you to, I'm going to show you this on the screen, but that'll take you right to the sign-in link, or you can go through the marketing kit. So like if you wanted to sign up for something and you click, many times it'll just take you right to that sign-in page. And if all else fails, you can always call your sales manager or Michelle Lehman, and she can get you set up with the sign-in link. And of course, this is all through www.housewares.org. So you're in housewares.org now. This is the landing page. You can see that top navigation. So under the show tab is really where you're going to be going for the marketing kit specifically. So you're going to hit exhibit at the show. Oh, those went in opposite order. Under the show tab, exhibit at the show. And then it's going to take you to this exhibitor resources landing page. And you can see these two boxes. The first one is apply to exhibit, and that says new exhibitors on there. That'll get you to the sign-in page. And or you can hit the exhibitor marketing kit, and that's going to take you right into the exhibitor marketing kit. And as you sign up for things, you'll get booted to that sign-in page automatically. There she is again.
Okay, thank you, Nancy. Before we get into the more tactical parts of what we're going to share with you today, in terms of how to attract buyers and media to the show, I thought we'd share, just take a real quick moment and share a couple of other thoughts with you. Some of it may seem a little bit obvious to you, but some we think it's definitely worth noting. First of all, as it relates to new customers, obviously, you go to the show, you try to exhibit, and you invest to do business. But just to make sure you know, on the retail side of the equation, that we have about a 1/3 turnover in new buyers every year. Most people don't realize that there are that many new buyers each year. And what I mean by that is it could be new companies, it could be new startups on the retail side. And certainly there's a lot of turnover at retail where they actually will have new buyers who come to the show for the very first time, although the retailers may have been there before. In terms of international markets, I mean, most of you are aware that we are an international show, but that audience continues to grow dramatically. Over 1/3 of our buyers at the show are international buyers. From a top-to-top perspective, we continue to be known as a top-to-top show. I think we attract all levels of retail, just so that you're aware of it. We do track major retailers, and especially retailers in terms of the level of retailer attendee that does come to the show. And as we look at top executives like merchandise managers and above from our national retailers, that number continues to grow quite dramatically every year. So we really do have the key decision makers who come to the show on an annual basis. And then lastly, in terms of generating consumer interest through media exposure, not only consumer, because that's really important as it relates to media, but also retailers in terms of trying to find media to attract retailers to the show and inform them at the show. As a prior retailer, I can pretty much tell you, not only in my history, but in working with retailers right now, that the majority of retailers do not walk the entire show. They just don't have time to walk the entire show. So what happens is they need to rely on other resources in terms of determining where is going to be the best use of their time. And quite frankly, they rely a lot on media to be able to do that. So the media component is very critical, not only to the consumer, but the retail community as well. Something else that may seem a little bit simplistic, but I do want to make a comment in terms of making a plan for the show. I think most people realize you need to be prepared, you need to plan. Well, one comment I want to make is you would be amazed at the number of times we go to exhibitors, whether it's through our post-show surveys or literally talking to exhibitors at the show, and we ask them, you know, how is the show going for you? You'd really be surprised at all the responses we get that say, you know, it hasn't been a great show, and we inquire as to why. And more often than not, they're not taking advantage of all the resources that are available. Conversely, oftentimes when we talk to exhibitors who have had very successful shows, it will be because of a lot of the things that they are taking advantage of. So the bottom line is you invest a lot, time and money to come to the show. Hopefully what we're going to be able to share with you right now are utilizing those resources to ensure success. So what we want to do now is really jump into to the real components of this webinar in terms of how you attract buyers and media to the show. We're going to break this down really into 3 sections. One is attracting buyers and media. How do you use those tools that are available to you to do that? Secondly, spend some time on Housewares Connect 365, or what we refer to as HC 365. This really is your primary tool to share all your exhibitor content with the retail community. And then lastly, Debbie's going to take us through how to really reach the consumer through news media. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Nancy.
Okay, we're going to get started with just, again, getting into the marketing kit, how we intend the paper kit you should have all received at this point, how that's to be used alongside the website, just kind of as a guide. All the information, all the detailed information you'll get through the website. So there's the URL, housewares.org. And here we are back to this screen. So we're going to hit show, exhibit at the show. And I have the path up at the top there. And again, it's going to take us to the exhibitor resources page. And I just kind of blew up key exhibitor services as that second box on the left-hand side. And right there is the exhibitor marketing kit. And that's, you can access it through that, or you can just get onto the website and search it. But generally, this is how we get in. I just also want to point out, if you just look at that box right above the marketing kit, that's the exhibitor services manual. I believe that has now been added to the exhibitor checklist, but if you need to gain access to that, this is where all your Freeman ordering forms and any operational aspect of the show is in this manual. So that's for another day. Okay, there's the landing page of the exhibitor marketing kit, and you can see everything's into tiles. And again, when you use the actual kit that we sent, it probably will make a little bit more sense because it just follows right along. So we're going to talk about attracting buyers now before the show. And most of the opportunities are free. So the buyers list is probably one of the biggest things we offer to our exhibitor members. And this is a free list. And what you'll find on this list is everybody who registered for the 2018 show, because we don't have 2019 data available yet. So 2018 show, you can sort by category, you can sort by product, to just kind of find who you might be looking for to target before the show and after the show. So you can download this list from your exhibitor checklist. You get in through that sign-in page. There's no email addresses on this list, and that's at the request of the buyer. And you've got phone, you've got fax, you've got mailing address. If you're really savvy, you can sometimes figure out the email address. But everything's there at your fingertips to just kind of build your target list. So if you're in the marketing kit and you go into the buyer list tile and you click on the tile, it's going to take you right to the sign-in page, and then the sign-in page is going to take you right to this task. And so there are all the lists, the US buyer, the international buyer, and last year's media list. And Deb will get into this a little bit during her portion, but the 2019 list will go up sometime mid-February when we have that data. I just like to point out the warnings. You probably are already getting a lot of emails. You can buy this list, you can buy that list. Those are mainly fraudulent. They spend a lot of, you can spend a lot of money on those. You don't need to for us. We give you our list and you know it's authentic, so just be aware of that. Okay, so we're in the attract buyers tile now on the website, and this customized buyer invitation, this is a new program for us this year. If you are assigned, you should have received a unique link from your sales manager within the last either Monday or last Thursday and Friday. These emails went out. If you haven't received it, you can always just contact us and we'll get that for you. We're kind of trying to figure out how often we're going to send this because it's new, and with the new system, we got a lot of things to kind of weed through. But this is a great new program in which you can customize, upload your own customer list. It's completely secure. Nobody else can see it. And you can send out customized invitations to visit you at your booth in the show. There's a tutorial that goes along with it, and there's several different things you can do. There's banner ads, there's signature ads, there's, again, just an invitation, and you have your unique web landing page that you can send your customers to visit. That's kind of like gives you a little summary of what the landing page looks like and what you're able to customize. Okay, Housewares Connect 365. This is where you're going to input your company information for buyers to search. We're going to take you through kind of two versions of this. One, how you populate, and then what your buyer will see once you've populated the information. This is a really important tool. You're going to access this through your exhibitor checklist, and you'll be able to get all these great things out about your company, and we're going to go through it. And it's free. Okay, so why should you use it? More than 300,000 searches were conducted by consumers, buyers, and media for the 2018 show. It's important for you to know that this is a public site. Your consumers can see it. Your competitors can see it. Our SEO search function on this is really high, so often if people are keying in a brand, our HC365 link will come up. So just know that you have a lot of different kinds of traffic on here, but this is mainly for buyers and media. I mean, that's the purpose of it. Listings with catalogs and product images are viewed more frequently than those without. Okay, how can this help you? You're going to be able to add a company description that is actually keyword searchable. So whatever you put in there, you want to keep that in mind. You can add your catalogs, your product images, video, your logo, etc. You can add if you are going to have any celebrities or any events in your booth that you want buyers to attend. If you're a Made in USA product supplier, then you are able, you can designate that and it will show up on your profile page as that you have Made in USA product. You can also highlight smart home products on there and it will list that you have smart home products on your profile page as well. So, and then just any other information that's pertinent that you want buyers and media to know of. All the information on 365 gets transferred from whatever you're inputting into our mobile app, which is what we're consistently pushing for buyers and attendees to use on the show floor. But it's free, so just know everything you put in there gets transferred. Okay, so we're going to update our online company profile. So you're going to go to housewares.org. And again, we're going to be in our show exhibitor resource page. And at the bottom of that exhibitor resource page is how you're going to access HC365 through the marketing kit. You can also access it just directly from your exhibitor checklist. But once you hit that update your company listing, it's going to take you to your sign-in page. And specifically on this, it's going to take you to the task. So if you just signed in and went to your exhibitor portal, it'd be on a list of many. If you're going to go through the marketing kit, many of these are set up just to take you directly to the task. So you're going to update your online company profile for show buyers. You're going to hit that blue bar, and it's going to take you to basically the table of contents or the menu of all the things that you want to go through to add to your your company profile. So all these blue bars are all tasks you're going to want to take care of, and they're all going to transfer to your HC365 company profile page. So a couple of things on here to just keep in mind. File sizes, if you're putting up catalogs, many of you probably have large catalogs because the SKU counts are high. You might want to think about breaking those into categories or breaking them up a bit so they're easier to download for people who are looking at them. 1 megabyte's best, if you can get it to that. Catalogs must be in PDF format. File names can have no symbols in them. They should be simple. I already covered the catalog thing. And product images have to be JPEG or GIF. Again, important notice here. Sorry, a little lost on this slide because there's nothing on it. Well, there we go. Beware of organizations who are trying to sell you Fair Guide or this other one, Expo Guide. They usually will come in just a very official looking envelope. They are contractual. Do not sign them. You will be on the hook for thousands of dollars. These are really scams. So if you get them, toss them. Okay. So you're going to go through all these tasks. You're going to spend time uploading your catalogs and your images and your press releases. So what does the buyer and media and consumer see once you do that? So there's going to be a toolbar, essentially. They're going to go search, and we're using Casabella in this example, and I just want to give you a disclaimer here that this is from a couple of years ago. We've been using this slide because they did such a nice job. They have now merged with another company, so if you're from Casabella, apologies that we're not using the most updated, but this will give you the gist of what people are going to see. Okay, so we searched Casabella. There it is, once we selected it. It's going to give us their booth number, their photos, and you can arrange the photos what you want to show on this toolbar. It grabs the first one. They have videos. Ignore the star for show specials. That actually is going away. All it did was designate that you had a show special. It didn't tell what it was. And that's the briefcase, and that's what buyers and media can create to plan their show. As John mentioned, it's a big show. It's hard to get through. So they can actually go through here and plot who they want to see. And that's what the full page looks like. If you look down in the right-hand corner, it says IBC. These people are part of our International Business Council. And that's similar to where Made in USA and Smart Home, those kinds of things appear on here. So at the very top of this page, like let's say you just go to check your listing, you want to go see how it's looking, and you're, oh my God, there's a mistake, or I need to add. You can go to the top there and click here, and again, it's going to take you to the sign-in page, and it will take you right to that task as I showed you earlier to update your profile. And here's just kind of the longer version of it. If you were able to scroll, you got your company logo, your booth number, your address, your contacts, your company description, again, keyword searchable, your video and product images, your product listings, like what categories you're in, your catalogs, and then a place for your brands and licenses. So HC365 is a tool that buyers and media use. Media uses to identify new and innovative products, and they actually do this year-round. And then the newsworthy stories. And if you have a newsworthy story, and make sure you send that to your sales manager or to me. We meet with the PR team frequently, and even if the meetings are over, we'll share with Debbie, and Debbie will share it with her team. Okay, there's the search, keyword search. This is what they do. They can search your buyers by company. They want to see what events, etc. Then once they get their briefcase going, this is what it looks like. It's going to separate everything they've marked in their briefcase with company name, booth number, what hall they're in. And then it's going to give us a map. And you can see these little numbers in the south building. It just shows them exactly where the booths are that they must see because they put them in their briefcase.
Great, thank you, Nancy. Now we're going to move on to opportunities that you have at the show to attract buyers and media. First of all, yeah, and most are free. I'll point out one that is not, but okay. Sponsorships. We, as a not-for-profit trade association, do not drive top-line revenue by having to sell sponsorships everywhere. That's why the show is so clean visually as compared to a lot of other shows. However, there are a couple opportunities that you could take advantage of to buy some sponsorship, and they're noted on the screen for you. One is there are buyers clubs, and there are sponsorship opportunities in there. Buyer and media lunch cafes, International Business Center, as well as the bus videos. If you are interested in those and you want to take advantage of them, please refer to the marketing kit for more information. The new product showcases. By far, the #1 question or comment asked at any trade show is what's new. So the new product showcases are your opportunity to highlight your new products. The new product showcases are for buyers and media only. Exhibitors are not allowed in the new product showcases in the buyers lounges. They're located in each one of the expos, so each of the buildings has a buyers club where the new product showcases reside. What's great about the new product showcases, although you do have to pay an entry fee to put your product in there, buyers and media have the opportunity to go into the buyers clubs, get a scanning gun, and go through all the new products in the new product showcases. As they go through, if they're interested in anything within the new product showcases, all they have to do is scan that product. Then at the end of the show, you as an exhibitor get a list of all the buyers with their contact information, including emails, to follow up after the show. Conversely, the retailers get a list after the show of everything that's scanned in the new product showcases as well. So it's a great opportunity really to get your new product out there for just media and buyers. And then the next important thing is if you do have new products in the new product showcases, they automatically get put into an opportunity to win a GIA or a Global Innovation Award for product. These awards are encompassed in 13 different categories throughout the show. They are professionally judged at the beginning of the show, the Friday before the show opens. The awards are announced during the show on Saturday evening at a banquet event, and then the winning, not only the winners, but the finalists as well, are then put in showcases in the Hall of Global Innovation, which is the Lakeside lobby, as of Sunday morning. So your product then for the balance of the show is highlighted there. So that $300 entry fee goes a long way to get your products highlighted as new products and potentially GIA award winners. The deadline for that submission is January 18th. The other major opportunity during the show is, if appropriate for your particular product, is to submit product for Pantone. Pantone comes out with multiple color palettes that are on trend for every show and every year. And exhibitors have an opportunity at no charge to submit product to Pantone prior to the show. Then Pantone comes in, their executives make all the product decisions as they put these displays together. If your product is selected to be put difference number and the company number assigned to it as well. So it's a great opportunity to have your product highlighted there. The deadline for that submission is January 9th. And do right orders. Retailers still do at trade shows, and I know there are multiple opportunities. If you don't have your own opportunity or format for writing orders, I know there are electronic ways of doing it. We do offer an actual manual process and an order form. If that's something you're interested in, you can find that via the marketing kit as well.
Okay, this is a lead retrieval that I highly encourage you all to take advantage of. It is complimentary of IHA. We secure 800 units for our exhibitor base. We do sell out of these every year. These are open to sign up for now, so I would suggest you take care of that before you go on your holiday break. You can choose a tablet or a scanner. This is another way to get buyer email addresses. So we consider this a business card transaction. If a buyer comes into your booth, you scan it, it'll go into your lead retrieval, and then you'll have all their information for your post-show follow-up. As John mentioned before with the Buyers Club, conversely, the buyers will also receive a list of everybody they were scanned, every booth they were scanned in, so they have a record of who they visited. We had 34,000 booth visits recorded last year, and it's a great program, so please get your sign up in right away. You can also purchase add-ons, but really this is pretty sufficient. Okay, signage. We offer a lot of different signage. These are all free. New for the home signs, you can go on into the web marketing kit, order them. You can order as many of these as you want. They'll be delivered to you Friday before the show during setup. Made in USA and Smart Home are a little different. I'm going to cover that in 1 second. And no photography signs. This is actually also in the ESM, but you can go ahead and order those. I believe you're allowed 1 sign per 10 by 10, but a lot of people like to have this sign just to get the word out that they don't want their booth photographed. Okay, made in the USA and Smart Home. These are 2 things that you have to opt into by signing off that you meet all the criteria for both of these. And the way you do that is through your exhibitor checklist. So you're going to sign into your portal, and you're going to go into your checklist, and you're going to go back to where we had the HC365, that page, that long blue bar list of tasks. And you're going to go hit update your online company for show buyers. And then in that task bar of all those blue bars, there's special marketing opportunities. And that's where you're going to go in to sign up for these signs. There'll be criteria. We do this on the honor system. And once that's done, that goes on the list, and you will get those signs delivered to you also on Friday before the show. Those are limited. I think they get 2 per booth, and we do not keep any of those on show site. So if you get to show site and you need more new for the home product signs, those you can get from the floor manager. But I still encourage you to sign up for them.
And just as Nancy mentioned in your pre-show planning, to be able to have access to the prior year buyer database that's downloadable in an Excel format to use for marketing pre-show, post-show, you have that same opportunity for the 2019 show. So what will happen is several weeks after the show, once we have an opportunity to really clean up the database of buyer information, we will make available and communicate to you that the 2019 buyer and media list is now available for downloading. In addition to that, you'll have opportunities there for the lead retrieval information, et cetera. So this is really a post-show activity that you can use for follow-up. So with that in mind, we're going to turn it over to Debbie to talk about media.
Thanks, John. I'm going to talk about reaching the consumer, and many of our exhibitors like to come to the show because of the media interest that we get from both the consumer and the trade media. And this is their way to reach the consumer because our show is not open to the public. It is for the retail trade only. The 2018 show generated 500 million consumer impressions in the news media. Now, this is just consumer media that I could account for. And the way we account for a consumer impression is we take the total Nielsen viewer numbers from any TV and radio broadcasts that we can get, plus the circulation for newspapers, magazines, internet articles, the viewership numbers, and if we can get any viewership numbers for blogs or social media sites, and then we just add them up. It's a pure number. We don't add any multiplier. If any of you work with a PR agency, sometimes they will use a multiplier of 3 because they figure a magazine or a newspaper is passed along, or more than one person is watching a TV segment. They just they use this multiplier. But ours is just the pure number of what we can find for the impression numbers, and so that is 500 million was what I could see as of the summer, but I'm sure there's a lot more out there that was accounted for. A lot of our exhibitors do releases on the newswires, and those will attract more consumer attention as well. So we want you to be part of this coverage, and I'm going to talk about some services that can help you do that. This is the page in the marketing kit that talks about all the media services, and we're going to be going through them quickly over the next few minutes. Then this is the page on the website, the marketing kit landing page. If you click on Attract Media, that will take you to another landing page with tiles for everything that we offer. The first service I'd like to talk about is our show preview press event. This event will be next month in New York City. It's open to 60 exhibitors, and it's on a first-come, first-served basis, and I have about 20 tables left. So as you can see, exhibitors are signing up for it. It's a great way to jumpstart your PR. You will be able to meet face-to-face with, I say 50 to 60. We might have 60 to 70 consumer and trade editors this year. So far, I've had commitments from our responses from the Wall Street Journal, Today Show producer, Good Housekeeping, WNYC Radio, Sarah Moulton, several other publications. Some of the trade publications have responded that they will be attending. And this is a great way for you to meet with them, talk about your new products. The event is 4 hours. The media come and they will walk around the room and stop and talk with you, and you can demonstrate your product for them. You will receive a complete media attendee list with their contact information. I'll send one the week before the event with everybody who RSVPs, and then you'll get a full list after the event. And the price is pretty reasonable. It's $1,500 for one company representative, and as I say, that gives you the 4 hours with them. We also do a product catalog, and you get the contact information. In addition, my PR team reviews the listings from the product catalog to look for products that they will use in pitching the news media that they're starting to talk to now. We've extended the deadline to next Friday to sign up, but I would encourage you to sign up sooner rather than later, as this could sell out by the end of the week. Next, we have the 2018 media list, and as Nancy explained, that's on the same page with the buyer list. It is free. And on the media list, we do include the email addresses if the media said yes, we could provide them. When they register, we ask if they will allow us to give you that information, and most of them do. So you will find email addresses. We have over 400 media, both consumer and trade. You'll download it from the exhibitor portal, and then the 2019 pre-registered media list will be available in mid-February on the same site. So we encourage you to go back in February and download that list so you can start contacting the media that have registered for the 2019 show. And best of all, this list is free. One of the paid services that we do offer is a traveling media tour. And this is a way to let consumers across the country see your products. It's done in studio. We promote products to the consumers through in-studio TV segments. We go to about 10 to 12 markets around the country. You will have category exclusivity based on your product features. It's not just on your category. So if you're in cookware, you're not going to be exclusive for the cookware category, but if your product has certain features and then another set of cookware comes in with different features, you will, both of them may be included. It's only open to 6 to 8 companies, and right now we only have 3 spots left in the tour. It's provided by a third-party vendor. Last year, the calculated publicity value for last year's event was $235,000. Now that's a lot of money. You're getting that kind of value for a small amount, and to go into 12 to 15 TV stations. You would have to pay a lot more if you were going to do that on your own. The segments are led by professional spokespersons. Sissy Biggers is one of our spokespeople, and she'll go in and talk about the products. And if you ask, well, how does that help me get the buyers? One of our participants last year said that they had been trying to reach a specific retail buyer for years and tried to get them to their booth with no success. They participated in the traveling media tour last year. A buyer saw them when they were on their local station, and they came to their booth during the show last March and ended up, buying their product. So there is the connection to the buyer. It's not just the consumer, but buyers watch TV too, and they'll be watching the news programs. The deadline to sign up for this is January 4th. Now I want to talk about online press kits, and we do offer a service through Virtual Press Office and Cision PR Newswire to offer an online press room. Now, you do have to pay for these kits, but they're very reasonable, and it can help you go green. The kits are up there 24/7, 365 days a year. They're only available to show exhibitors. So you must be in the show to participate in the service. And you'll be featured in the online press room. They start posting them now, and they'll be up until next October. So you do get some longevity with this. And the packages start at $425, but our friends at VPO will work with you to put together a package that suits your budget, and they do have larger packages available too. Then VPO is also owns PR Newswire, and they will work with you on PR Newswire packages if you would like to get some wire distribution for your company news. Now, we talk about the consumer media a lot, but the trade publications are very important to the show too, and that is your way to reach the retail buyer. And so we have several opportunities to help you get to these trade publications. First, we have a list of the editorial contacts for all of the Houseware publications, the editor's name, and then their email and their address and how to reach them. We also offer a listing of new product news information. As you know, a few of the trade publications will do show dailies. Home World Business, HFN, and Kitchenware News do show dailies. All of the publications do a pre-show issue in February, and then they have their March issue, but they need your new product information. This is a free opportunity. It's an editorial opportunity. There is no charge for it. We list the submission requirements, including the contact information and how to submit your information, what type of photos they need, or what, how they would like your information. And this is for both the domestic trade publications and the international publications. The international publications do have earlier deadlines, so I really encourage you later this afternoon after our webinar to go to the website and check out this listing of publications and what the editorial deadlines are and submit your information. Again, it's free. There is no cost for this. It's not like an ad. You don't have to pay for it. And then lastly, if you do want to take out advertising in the trade publications, we have a listing of all the advertising deadlines from now up until the show and for the show pre-show issues, and then the advertising representative and how to contact them. So we're trying to help you get into the trade publications and get your information, whether it's a free opportunity or you're going to pay for advertising. Now, the second most thing that we are asked about for the show is who's going to be there. As John mentioned, the first thing everybody wants to know is what's new, what are the new products. But the second most asked question is who's going to be there? Are there going to be celebrities in the booth? Will there be celebrity chefs? Is a designer going to be there? Through the special events and product demonstration listing, this is your way to let the buyers and the media know that you're going to have somebody in your booth. If the listings go into your Housewares Connect listing, they are visible by everybody who views your listing in HC 365. It's very easy to do. You just fill out the form, and under the Update Your Online Company Profile for Buyers area in the exhibitor portal, and then it'll go into your 365 listing, and it's free. And we ask you to do it by March 1st. The earlier you do it, the more people that go to 365, they'll see it early, and they can plan their show. So we encourage you to do that as well today. Now, you've been listening to us for probably about 45, 50 minutes, and you say, there's a lot, you offer a lot of services. We're a small company, or we don't have a PR person to help us. And what is the one thing that we can do to attract media attention? And I would say it's the new product information for news media listing that goes into Housewares Connect 365. This is a free listing. It is a listing for your new product. You can enter as many as you like. You will select the category under which the news media will search, and only the news media can see these listings. When they create their briefcase, they will have a special search capability in their briefcase. So if a buyer goes to Housewares Connect 365 and searches for your company, they won't see it. You won't see these listings. A consumer won't. Only the news media. And it's very easy to get to. What you'll do is go to the website, the marketing kit, click on Attract Media, then New Product Information for News Media, and then at the bottom of the page is the link to get started, which will take you to the exhibitor portal. You'll sign in, and that will take you directly to the New Product for Media task. Click on that blue bar, and there'll be the entry form to fill out. And again, you can do it for as many new products as you have. If you have 50 new products, enter a form for each one. Okay, now I want to talk about a couple of services during the show. The show News Center, where you can distribute your press kits for free, and also the My Press Release Writer Service. The News Center is where the media come during the show. We are in room S401 on the 4th level of the South Building. And in there, we will put out your press kits for free. All you have to do is send them to us or bring them to us before the show opens. As you can see, we have a wall. We put them in clear plastic bins. We put them out alphabetically by company. So it's really important that you put your company name on the cover, also maybe a visual, your product, or some product photos, because anything visual captures the media's eyes first. And then we also give the media boxes to pack up the press kits, and we will ship them back to their offices after the show. This is another way that IHA is trying to help you get to the media and let the media have your information throughout the year. We have a tip sheet on the website if you want to know how to put together a press kit if you've never done one before, and it'll give you some basic ideas of what to include. And then we would like the kits by Friday, March 1st. I will be down in the News Center beginning the Wednesday before the show, setting up. If you don't want to ship them to McCormick Place, you want to drop them off while you set up your booth, please come by and drop off your kits. So if you don't have a PR person, or you're not working with an agency, or you don't know how to write a press release, we are offering a service that for $99 per release, you will get a very well-written press release that you can post on your website, you can post in your Housewares Connect 365 listing, print on your letterhead to put in your print kit, or if you're doing the online press kits through VPO, you can include it there. It's just very easy. You just fill out some questions about your company and your product, and then within 48 hours, you will get this document. I want to talk very quickly about the news media. They wear blue badges. We also categorize news media into 4 different classifications that will say on their badge what they are. The first is news media, which is your traditional print, broadcast, and trade media. Then we have internet media, which are news websites or any internet-based publications. Then we have bloggers, and for bloggers this year, we are only qualifying bloggers who have 10,000 to 50,000 followers and subscribers. And these would be mommy bloggers, foodie bloggers, lifestyle bloggers, anyone that is under 50,000 would be a blogger. And then we have social media influencers who comprise over 50,000 followers and subscribers, and they would be your YouTube influencers and the people that have larger audiences. And we've always said the publicity is free, and if someone comes to your booth wearing a media badge and asks you to pay for coverage, if they say you need to pay for a video or you need to pay for an article, let me know. We won't allow them to be news media. The only exception is now with the bloggers and social media influencers, because a lot of times they're doing, this is how they make their money. They may want to talk to you about sponsorships or, advertising on their sites, and we are allowing that with a media badge. So then if you don't have a PR agency and you would like to hire one, please contact me. I have a list of Housewares related PR agencies that I have worked with over the years. I'm happy to share that with you. All of the agencies know that I do this, and they're happy to talk with you, and they will work with budgets of any size. So if you're a small company, don't feel that you can't afford to have a PR agency, because a lot of them will work with you and help you out in this area. And lastly, after the show, we'll post the 2019 media list, and we really encourage you to use this for follow-up to see who came to the show, because there's over 2,200 exhibitors, and the media can't get to every booth. So we encourage you to follow up with them and use this list as your year-round pitch list. On the list, we will categorize the type of media they are, whether they're consumer, trade, internet, or social media. And so then you can pick and choose who you want to follow up with. We encourage you to be judicious. Don't just send your information to everybody, because maybe, every type of media out there might not be interested in your product. And we want them to keep giving us their emails, so we ask that our exhibitors don't spam them. And then, again, update your Housewares Connect listing throughout the year through the exhibitor portal, because I will send media there when they call me in July and say, hey, what new products are out there? What was at the show? I will send them to HC 365.
Thanks, Deb. So a couple more things to cover as we kind of wrap up this presentation. The housing, our official housing provider is OnPeak. Again, warning, there are plenty of people trying to poach for hotels. I know exhibitors who've gotten caught in that web, so please be aware of that. We encourage you to go through OnPeak. There's benefits to going through our housing provider, including cancellation. There's usually no penalty with up to 24 hours in advance. So we also have a power hour during the show. You can extend your buyer meetings from 5:30 to 6:30. The show officially ends at 5:30, but we keep the lights on until 6:30, so you can get through some of these meetings. And then badge registration is open. You get that through your exhibitor checklist. So if you have not registered for your badges, we encourage you to do that. You must be assigned to your booth space already in order to be able to register for your badges. And if you prefer to have those mailed, you need to make sure you've done this before January 20th, and you will get those in the mail. Otherwise, you can pick them on up on site. Give us one sec. There we go. Inspired Home. If you're not familiar with the Inspired Home, I would encourage you to spend a little time reading about it on the marketing kit. This is our B2C platform. We work with exhibiting members to feature their products in our online website. We also have a journal that's being sold in Whole Foods and Barnes & Noble and some various other outlets that is a supplement to the website. So there's editorial calendars, and you do have to submit your products. The bloggers and influencers we use through this program will always test, so just know that you're in for that. Otherwise, the service is free. And then our Excellence in Booth Design Award, we're in our 3rd year on this. In fact, tomorrow, if you want to tune in again, we're doing a presentation on fundamentals of a well-designed booth with a third-party consultant we use to help with the Booth Design Awards and give you tips on how to elevate your booth at the show. You can sign up for that on the website.
And one last comment or topic, if you are looking for a rep, IHA can be a resource for you. On our website, under Industry Resources, you can find Rep Connect. Through Rep Connect, you can search whether it's by product, by geography, by retail type or channel, or even name of a rep group if you're looking for it. So please be aware that that does exist. So with that, that wraps up our webinar for today. Please feel free at any point. If you do have questions, you can reach out to us. Do we have a question?
Yeah, just,
Okay.
we had some technical difficulties if you asked a question. So if you have any questions, you can go ahead and email us. There's all the contact information. Everything's accessible through the website, and we are here to help you. So please feel free to tag us if you asked a question and we didn't address it.
Great. Thank you. And just once again, the webinar will be available within 24 hours at some point tomorrow on our website, housewares.org. A link will also be emailed to you after this, that you will have access to this webinar as well. If you would like, we have 2 more webinars that are scheduled on the same topic, one on January 3rd and one on January 23rd, if you felt compelled to participate in that. But that wraps up this webinar. On behalf of everyone here at IHA, thank you for participating. Wishing you the best this holiday season, and have a great show. Thank you.
Thank you.